guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. I'm Ashley. I'm a homeschooling mom with 8 kiddos. Our oldest is going to be a freshman, and so you will be seeing quite a few videos in regards to his curriculum, because I feel like there is not enough about high school curriculum, about high school just in general, because a lot of people either send their kids off to high school once they reach that age, or people think that everybody just wants to hear about pre-K, which pre-K is fun. So is high school though. I can tell you that I'm excited. I'm really excited for him to start this. I wish time would stop, but I am very excited for him to start this. So I wanted to go over quickly. I say quickly because there's not a whole lot to this. The BJU Press Physical Science is what we are doing for his science credit for this year. Before I show you this, I just wanted to kind of do a side note that I am kind of on the fence about the lab kit for this particular curriculum piece for this year. Obviously biology, that will be different because that has dissection and things like that. This physical science lab kit is almost like $450. Now the refills are cheaper, but obviously the first time you use it, you would have all the stuff. Now for the physical science, I've kind of asked around on the Facebook page and asked what, do you need the lab kits, etc., etc. And what I found is a lot of, it kind of depends on your state. If your state requires certain lab courses or certain labs be done during the year, then you might need that. Now, they show you the labs on the videos. Whether or not you want your child to do them along with the videos is up to you. I'm thinking more along the lines of not purchasing the whole kit for this year, but looking through and purchasing the things that I can get as I need them. Now, some things I might not be able to get, and those might be the ones that he just simply watches the lab done on the, because we're doing the distance learning option. I need to point that out. We are not doing just the physical books. I have the physical books, but we are not doing that only. It will be taught from a distance learning option. So yeah, I think that's probably the way I'm going to go, because it's just not in my budget to spend almost $500 on that. And they have sales a couple times a year, and they do free shipping, and they do installments for like $350 or more, which is what I did with the 2 subjects that I bought, the Spanish and the physical science. But I'm just thinking, if he doesn't need it, and I'd rather spend it on like biology and dissection and things like that for next year, then I'll probably do that instead, and just like keep that in mind, like, hey, it's going to be expensive. Let's start, putting some money aside for that. So I just want to show you what this comes with and how, let me see, and how I have it kind of set up in here. Now I don't have the dividers yet, but, and also there is when you sign up for BJU Press, you will get on the Homeschool Hub is what it's called. And so it has a lot of the stuff. It's just kind of like a duplicate for maybe those that didn't get the physical books. But then there's also a lot of extra information and things that you can print out. And that is where you can go on and put your start date and put how many, days, and do the grades and do the quizzes and tests and et cetera, et cetera. So the Homeschool Hub is kind of like your central location for stuff if you are doing that. Now, if you are teaching this on your own, then that's a different story. So then you would be all on your own, I guess. But because I have to have the grades and have everything, just make sure that I do everything correctly, starting this year, I wanted to make sure that the majority of it was online. So with that being said, let me show you what it has. So here is your course book that it comes with. if you choose to have the physical ones as well. Now, if your kid likes to just do everything online, I think you don't have to have the physical copies. I like to have something tangible, to look at, not just everything online. So there are, let's see, 22 chapters, and I'll show you in a second, it will kind of go through what your timeline should kind of be, depending on, how many days a week you do science. Some people only do science a couple days a week. Some people do it every day. In the high school level, I would probably advise you to do it like you would in your traditional high school. And I can tell you right now that this BJU Press courses, they're no joke. They are very thorough and very intense. And I want that. I want it to be like that for high school. I do not want it to be an easy peasy thing that he can just kind of flip through and, just breeze on by. I want him to really get used to the intensity of some of these courses. So, like I said, it has about 22 chapters. It will say kind of on here on the front how each chapter is laid out. And for example, they used 7A, so they talk about an essential question, the big question that you will learn about in the section, so what this all entails for each chapter, key questions on the side, vocabulary terms that you'll learn, italicized terms are ones that will be defined later in the textbook or are important terms in other scientific fields. And then the vocabulary terms that you need to know are the bold-faced ones. They have, let's see, each chapter is approximately, so they have units, and then about, this first unit has 6 chapters within the unit. So the first unit is the structure of matter, and then you have chapter 1 through 6, periodic table, atom, matter, bonding and compounds, etc. So let me actually go to chapter 2. So there's 1A, 1B, 1C. There's a lot of information in here, guys. A lot. Okay, so for example, here's your chapter 2. Here's matter. So here's your first page. And then it says here within that chapter, so within the unit, you have 6 chapters. Within the chapters, you have subcategories. So 4 subcategories: understanding matter, classifying matter, states of matter, and changes in matter. So all of that. Then it goes to, let's see, I'm trying to find an example. So your formulas and whatever you need to know formula-wise, they give examples of that. And of course, obviously, the teacher will teach that as well. So calculating density, calculating mass, calculating volume. All your examples are here. So in case you need to have something tangible to look back at, here's your mini lab. Does it say what you need? Okay, yeah, so it says here your equipment that you might need. Laboratory balance, metal object irregularly shaped, plastic graduated cylinder, and water. So that might be something that you can get a balance and maybe a graduated cylinder, and you just do it, lab by lab, and see if it's one that you want your child to do or just watch, depending on how hard it is to get the materials. I think that might be the cheapest and easiest way to do it, but we will see. I'm going to see how that goes. So there's your mini lab, tells you what to do here. Review questions at the end of each category, and then at the end of each chapter, they have, let's see, there we go. Okay, so they have the chapter review here. So, and then it's also split up into the subcategories there. And then chapter review questions. And then they go to chapter 3. So that is pretty much how everything is laid out in this book. It's just like categories and subcategories, and then putting it all together at the end. I'm trying to see if there's anything in the back that's different. I don't think so. I think it's all pretty much the same. The appendix. Okay, the appendix has like scientific terms that you might need to know, throughout if you need a refresher. Math, some little math examples in here, graphing, commonly used units, basically just like a refresher if you need it. That is kind of all that the appendix has, the glossary, etc. And then it has the periodic table at the end. So that is the student textbook, if you will. Then it has the lab manual that it comes with also. And let's see. So it will show you again by chapter. Okay. And then it has just talks about basic laboratory rules or laboratory to make sure safety, I guess. And then it starts with, actually, let me go to a different one. Let's go to, we'll go to 1B. Okay, so this is practicing measurements. So here's your procedure, tells you your equipment here, balance, ruler, graduated cylinder, and how much you would need, or how big you would need a beaker, ring stand, ring clamp. So this might be one that you just watch if you don't get the actual lab kit, depending on how much you would have to find. The procedure tells you how to do that. You would answer the questions, analysis here, and then some formulas here, and then going further. So that's, if like extra additional questions if you wanted to do that. And then here's your data table. Okay. So I have not watched any of the videos online, so I'm not sure how it is formatted, but it'll be interesting to see. Now, it also comes with the student handouts, which I have put in a binder for him. And what it does is has the video lesson guide. So when you watch the video, it will kind of tell you, obviously, which day you're going to do that on this little chart here. So they have day 1, so you would do the video, the content tells you how long it is. So this first video is 28 minutes. Any materials that you would need for day 1, you don't need anything. The textbook, which I think is the student one, 3 through 7. The student, y'all can see, the student book, the assignment would be pages 3 to 10. And then they want you to read the lab manual, pages 1 through 7. Facilitator instructions, watch the so that would be for myself. Watch the orientation portion of the first video with your student. Read the facilitator information at the front of your guide or at the beginning of the distance learning option course to help you get started. So just kind of a introduction to that for you as the facilitator, as the teacher. So each day it tells you what to do, days 1 through 5, and then the next week is on this page. So I like that, and as he goes through, he can just check mark things. Then it has handouts as well. So here's a handout section, and I'm going to put little dividers in here as well. The lab 1A, lab 1B, it tells you here all of the all of the materials that you would need for each lab. And I think that is it. Oh no, it has also the guided notes. Where'd it go? Guided notes. These I printed off from the Homeschool Hub. I only did, because it was like a lot, I only did chapters 1 through 3, and then I'll just do like 3 chapters at a time. So this is the guided notes, and so what they would do as you watch the video is fill in the blanks here. And I'm not sure if this is just for them to have the information or maybe to study for the quizzes or tests. I'm not sure. I am assuming that they will go over that as you watch the video and as you do these things. So actually chapter 1 goes all the way, and it's split up between 1-5, 1-4, 1-3, 1-2. This is all chapter 1. And it goes all the way to, yep, so at least what, 6 pages-ish, 6 or 7 pages. So I'm assuming that that would be primarily for, to have notes for the quizzes and tests to study for. So I'm assuming, don't quote me on that, but I'm assuming. So those, they would listen to the video and fill in the blanks as they listen to it. So that is what I have for physical science for BJU Press for 9th grade. I will look at the Homeschool Hub, like I said, kind of beforehand and see, and I will kind of be there with him for the first day or two to kind of make sure that we're all doing what we need to do and that we're all on the same page. Let me know down below if you have any questions about this so far. This is my first year using the BJU Press Science, so we're going to see how it goes. Or if you have used it before and how you like it, and if you have any tips. Like I said, another tip is to go onto the BJU Press, I forget the name of it. It's like BJU Press Homeschooling something or another on Facebook. And it's just a group where people can constantly ask questions about the curriculum, not just this one, but all of their curriculum in general, if they have questions. And a majority of people do a distance learning option, so I've learned quite a bit or have searched for certain questions and gotten information that I needed from there. So anyway, let me know if you have any questions down below, guys, and I will see you next time. Take care.